Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Alright, in today's segment, we're going to be discussing about industrial motor control starters. Okay, in an automation, motor starting solution happen to be the most essential aspect of automation because it has to do with machineries and equipment. So your ability to understand machine configurations, machine installation, machine troubleshooting will give you an edge for you to excel in an automation industry. Okay, so that is why we bring out this particular aspect of control system and coin it to those people who are aspiring to go into automation or student who is also preparing to go into automation. All right. So this particular class will cover the following: one, DOL motor starter, visible motor starter, star data motor starter. We also have assessment and practical exercises. Okay. All right. This particular segment, I'm going to walk you through some of the course outline in a brief manner. All right. One, we're going to start with nameplate. Nameplate is a particular place where manufacturers, okay, put information that is regarding to the manufacturing of that particular equipment. Okay, so we're going to walk through this and take value from here in preparing the motor starters. So we need information from here for calculations and for evaluation of materials. Okay, and they also comply to the safety that is associated to the induction motor, such as the temperature, the voltage, and the frequency and the efficiency of the motor. These are all we are going to get from here and use them to prepare our design. Okay. Now, we are also going to do what we call terminal configuration. Okay. Induction motor terminal configuration. Induction motor, we have a configuration of terminals. Okay. That will enable the motor to run on star and also run on delta or run on star delta. We have three major configurations we carry out on an induction motor. We can configure it to work on star to run on low speed. We can also configure it to run on high speed. We can also configure it to run on two speed. That is star delta configuration. I hope it's clear. Good. So we're going to study all that. Then also walk you through the maintenance and installation of this particular motor. Maintenance aspect has to do with mega testing the winding, okay, to check the lifespan of that particular motor. This one we entails a particular skill called insulation resistance test. Okay, we're going to carry out insulation resistance test for motor windings to ascertain the credibility and the lifespan of that particular motor. So we're going to walk you through here. Then after that, we are going to also walk you through the, like I said before, the terminal configuration. Okay, sorry, that is different one. So there's one other installation resistance test for armored cable. We're going to also carry out the installation resistance test for armored cable. Okay, having done that of the winding of the motor, we're going to also conduct that same test for armored cable. So we're going to pass through there also. So after that, there is one other test we have to do using multimeter. I think I don't have the test now. It's not yet. Okay, no problem. Then after that, I'll walk you through building the panel. Okay, I'm going to build a panel such as this. I'm going to prepare you to know how to build control panel for the induction motor. All right, this is one of the exercise we're going to walk you through. Then another one again is for you to know how to design schematic diagram such as this. We're going to walk you through how to design the schematic before you now carry out your panel building. Okay. All right. So we also have a simulation and materials that will enable you to carry out a 3D termination for you to terminate the wiring using the realistic component, the actual component that you're expected to use when you go to the site. This is where we have them. Okay. So we have the tools and we have the software that will enable you to understand the design approach and the diagram. I hope it's clear. Then after that, we now walk you through what we call panel layout. You understand how to design the panel, okay, how to prepare your panel before you build the panel and how to insert your component. All right, there's what we call a template. You have a template such as this, where you insert this component while building your panel. But remember, like I said before, you're going to walk through diagram, a schematic such as this before you start building the panel. Hope it's clear. Good. So let me also walk you through one other Yes, there's what we call workstation. Workstation, this workstation. Each student you see here have their own workstation. This is your workstation. Workstation is your template where you study, where you practice your exercises. Okay, where you wire and connect the component. That is what you call your workstation. It's your practice kit. Okay, so each student will have his own work kit where you wire your component through the diagram. All right, so these are the resources we're going to expose you to. Then which other one again? We also have construction side of it. We're going to also expose you to measurements, how you measure your panel, control panel, to size it, to know how many components that we size in a particular enclosure. Okay, we're going to expose you to that as well. Then after that, we're also going to also expose you to what we call little bit programming, basic programming, so that you program your start delta through PLC. That is a bonus course. Okay, it's not part of this course, but it's just a bonus course. It's your working skill. You're going to plug this to your laptop and program some component here. Okay, we're going to expose you to that and also introduce you to a little basic of automation. Then another one again, we're going to also show you your, just hold on, show you some basic method of designing complex panel. This is a complex panel. This is also a panel, but in order to size this component and also evaluate, make some calculation for you to know the size of this panel and the device that is required to carry out this construction. We're going to walk you through all that. There's a calculation set aside for you to do that. Good. And in the construction side of it, you have component available, even if it's not up to the one you have in your work kit. We have bigger miniaturized size of component and a bigger component that we can also expose you to, so that you visualize and explore different type of components to use and their various application. Hope is clear. Good. So this is just the course outline and just very few of what we're going to expose you to. We're trying to walk you through the course process. Okay. All right. Thank you. So when you register, you are going to get some resources, some software, and the hardware. You're going to get all. Thank you.